Okay. Oh, damn, they were Zeus's set. Actually, that's really hype. That's actually really hype.
Do you like it a little bit more? Is it going to offer a different playstyle for NGX.SEA here?
It's something different. It's not setup that like Rubik helped a lot with. Even it's not a lot of setup, but it is a lot of damage. Like this game, they have Mars, who I wonder how he's gonna play, because if you look at like a team like OG in Europe West, this Mars would be buying like some armlet, Des or whatever PKB. He's gonna be going carry items. You look at Boom though, on the other hand, they're gonna be doing a dagger rush, linking up with the mid hero, and just like playmaking over and over and over again. What will Nigma Galaxy go for? I see it more as a playmaker, and this Zeus is gonna do a lot of damage onto the arena.
I like it. SMG just like, we'll pick all the offlaners.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I'm like, okay, so we have an Enigma, a Brew, and a Viper.
Yeah.
Raging Potato is not a fan of it.
I mean, he gets, take his pick, right? He's the offlaner.
Yeah.
He doesn't get to play them all. I would expect Viper. I don't know. I mean, we've seen Viper support too, so. Viper pick kind of comes out of nowhere. To me, that is being picked kind of as this lane controller, but.
Yeah, surely that's going to be a Viper support.
I'm guessing this is their answer to the Mars Zeus lane, because that is like a pretty strong lane, lots of nuke damage.
You think Viper 5?
Yeah, I'm assuming this is their idea. And they'll just go even more double down on lockdown. This is an amazing pick.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think it's an NGX draft, They got the better late game. They got the better team fight.
So this is the hour-long game we talked about?
I mean, look, this game goes 40, 45 minutes plus. It should be an NGX win unless they're, like, really far behind. But
I think it depends on who plays on Vision better. Because SMG to, like, win a fight, what they need to do is get the Black Hole jump onto Faceless, and they need Puck to go on Warlock on the back line. To stop him, because he's going to be able to cancel the black hole basically with Golem every fight if he doesn't get gone on. So
I think the first part of that is like something you can rely on, but the second is pretty unreliable.
It's super hard, yeah.
Like, and you can't base your team fight around that, because maybe it'll happen like one time, but more often than not, Warlock is going to be hiding in some trees or just positioned too far back where Puck can't go diving in. If Puck goes diving in, Puck may just get chronoed. Like, you're more than happy to solo chrono a Puck here.
I don't know, are you? I feel like Void has a lot on his shoulders, because the chrono is gonna give an extra layer of like ways to kill Enigma or like cancel Black Hole.
Yeah.
But you also want to chrono the Bruce so he doesn't get split off. You also want to chrono the Puck because he's so hard to catch.
Where do you feel the Zeus is gonna go? Are they better off moving it to mid and picking up a support with an instant catch?
They can do either. They have options.
I think they get the value from the Zeus in either role. Zeus versus Puck, I mean, it's fine. You're just both going to farm it up.
Yeah.
Depends what they maybe see out of the last picks, what SMG get. Yeah, I'm curious how SMG respond. The one thing I think becomes more viable with the Void pick is Viper offlane, because Viper suddenly does look pretty good as a 3 position playing into the Void.
I think SMG have the potential here to roll Nigma Galaxy, because like they can play really fast. They don't rely on like a Mars blink. Brew's just going to hit level 6 and he's going to be able to use his spells. And they have mid-one's Monkey. They are so fast right now. Puck is going to be able to go with every coil. Viper's going to crush his lane. Like, hopefully that's the point of him. Like, they have a lot of lane winners. Like, Enigma with his Eidolons control lane. Like, Monkey, lane winner. Like, this Monkey Viper against Mars, man, that is scary. That's hard. Like, I don't know, maybe Enigma can outplay them. But right now, I think SMG are going to win their lanes really hard and have this super fast tempo to run with. Nigma need to kind of pick something that can play against that, I think. Like, kind of stabilize their draft. Because right now, they're relying a lot on these big ults in Warlock, Mars, and Faceless Void. And they struggle to fight in the downtime.
It's either some, like, playmaker or strong 4... I mean, it could be a mid or a 4 position. We don't know with the Zeus. SMG ban a mid and a 4 position because they don't know. But I think they can't get something too greedy is, like, I think the key thing here. Because that's just going to lead to them getting run over even more, potentially. Maybe like, oh it's so hard to pick a hero, actually. Dawnbreaker? Solid. I quite like that. The kind of counter team fight. It's like, you're getting run over, you have the count. Like, it's reactionary Dota.
Yeah.
You're getting Rana and Dovin up. We got a Dawnbreaker ulti to come in.
It's a mid-dawn as well.
Mid-dawn. All right.
Love to see it. A little bit of a shaker from NGX.SEA pulling in something new, but something that isn't as new is our casting duo.
Yeah, they're
You're
all
They're-
boring.
they're so
Old and
old.
decrepit.
Yeah, I mean, Aries, how old is he?
Disgusting.
22?
That's Danog,
Damn
it's
it. Oh, God.
He's
Absolutely ridiculously old.
spoiled goods.
Yeah. Before I ask you, though, about these lineups, I want to settle who the MVP of Game 1 is. So I'm going to ask you both that, and then you can talk about the draft if you want to start Aries.
I think Alacrity.
No.
There we go.
No.
Okay,
Danog.
my
No.
opinion's just
Yeah,
invalid.
Danog's a support
Joe
player.
Cam
He-
is
Yeah,
the
that's
MVP.
Arena 2. That's a
support
3 and 2.
player.
It doesn't
MVP.
matter.
Yeah,
But
some-
I don't know what game you were watching. That second steal, that was pretty nice, pretty clutch. So,
Exactly.
That's
it.
What do you
It's
reckon about this
decided.
game, guys? You've been saying SMG are going to run them over. I kind of agree, but we were begging for a Kunkka pick to come out here. It would have been really solid against the Enigma. It would have been really solid against a support. Oh, it's actually not a support Viper. It's a 3 Viper. Good against the Puck as well. We'll see what the Dawnbreaker has. And like Parker, you were mentioning, this is a Dawnbreaker that might have to play a little bit more reactionary and play right into Nigma.SEA's hands, because normally the mid laner, that's your playmaker. So we'll see how it turns out.
I want to quickly ask you guys here, Sheep, do you have faith in Brew Pile Die? Or are you liking the Dawn mid? What's weirder? What's weirder? That's the question.
He's trying to fight his own fate by turning into 3 pandas to die less.
Okay.
or die more. He gets to die 3 times.
Quickly,
Oh,
you have to give
damn.
me a team. Which one's more weird?
More weird?
Okay,
Neither.
no,
They're both normal
You're taking too long.
drafts.
We got game 2. It is underway. Aries and Danog.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Now, yeah, I think that's the big thing, Danog. It's another draft where we're going a bit quirky here. We get to see the position 5 Brewmaster. I mean, something that China definitely like to run, something we don't see a lot in Southeast Asia. NGX.SEA pulling out the Dawnbreaker mid. They've done a lot of flex as well. Ready Potato playing the Viper. I'm quite concerned for NGX.SEA and their lanes. I feel like the Viper combined with Arfu as well is going to be very scary, I think, for the Faceless Void to deal with. A bunch of damage over time. They can't really deal with the Eidolon as well. And Faceless Void's a hero that isn't the greatest laner, and you don't catch up too well as well. So I don't know. I'm a bit concerned for NGX.SEA early.
To battle.
Yeah, I am as well. I think there is a very specific way to play this game. I don't want to see Nigma.SEA getting aggressive at all. It's weird to say, right? Because late game Puck, late game Enigma, they're scary for sure. As Moon just looking to get a little bit more aggressive, and they're able to get rid of that Sentry Ward, so nicely done by Nigma.SEA. I want to see them splitting up the map as much as possible. Like, someone is going to die on Nigma.SEA, and you just need to try and minimize that impact, just so that you can get this early farm on the other 2 cores, because I feel like if you get to the mid game and 2 of the cores are fairly reasonably farmed, they're going to be in a really good spot to be able to react to a lot of the aggression that SMG are going to run their way.
See how this one's going to be able to shape up.
Ooh, actually ending up putting Arfu bot as well. They would probably prefer this on Nigma.SEA, to be honest, right? Like, Warlock, sure, you got the Fatal Bonds, but Faceless Void doesn't really do any kind of AoE damage to the Eidolons, so ends up perhaps working a little bit in their favor.
Yeah, I wonder how Arfu's going to play this lane. Because I feel like mid one by himself, honestly, a lot of people like picking the Mars. They feel like he's probably one of the better offlaners to deal with the Monkey. It does honestly depend, though, on your supports. So that's where I'm looking at, like, how does Arfu look to play this lane? Is he going to be a little bit more greedy, go back into the jungle? Does he want to continue to spam the Eidolons in this lane? But like you said, they do have multiple ways to be able to get rid of it. I also think this Mars Monkey King lane gets a lot better for the Mars as it goes on. Of course, Arena is a great way to be able to deal with the Monkey.
It's going to be a rough time for Mizu in the lane, though, for sure. Like, early on, of course, it's very difficult, and you're constantly needing to... Nice miss, just dodge there. Balance your desire to want to contest mid one and make sure he's not just getting complete free farm. Make sure that you're securing the creeps in the lane, as well as be the thing that kills these Eidolons, because it's your God's Rebuke that's going to do it. Zeus isn't going to be able to. There's way too much magic resist onto them, so it's going to be pretty heavily on Arfu and just how he's positioning himself. Like, look at this. He's just like, well, what are you going to do? You can't clear everything. And he's just making sure to get that really good micro off. He denied 2 of his Eidolons off of the previous usage of the demonic conversion, so he's playing the lane really well so far.
How's our mid lane looking at the moment? Moon on the Puck, a hero that has been... honestly, a little bit surprised it made it through into the second phase. Something that is first phase pick or ban Do you feel like NGX.SEA have the answers to the puck this game?
I mean, a Faceless Void, right? Like, that's always going to be a pretty decent response to it. Not the most consistent lockdown, though, right? It's really just going to be on the back of a Mars if the Faceless Void Chrono isn't available. Top lane is actually where I want to have a look, because Raging Potato, he's starting to get dived a little bit here. Might depend on some luck with those bashes.
Jeez, just get a bash, man.
Oh, just hit Pi, just hit Pi. Or hit the creep wave.
Get him! He should tick, and he does. I was like, come on, dude, give me a bash. What's going on?
All these denies on the bottom side, though, by Arfu. Like, I think he's got, what, 4 denies already? 6, actually. So, yeah, 4 of his own Eidolons, 2 of the creep waves. So, Arfu's doing a really good job down here.
So what are your thoughts on the flex, though, with the Viper heading into the off lane? I don't know, I think the panel and hang on bottom lane, Arfu should end up going down, and that will be the case as Mizu and Yokam right behind the tier 1 tower. We were both expecting it to be a position 5 Viper along with the panel. Do you like that they've tried to flex it to an off lane?
I don't hate it. I mean, it's kind of like the Venomancer sort of thing, right? We're up against a Faceless Void. You just want to start applying that slow damage. Not a lot of the burst, and that really just forces him out of the lane a little bit. But to his credit, Dreamercell doing pretty well. Sitting equal second on net worth right now. Lane's being pulled back effectively by Boombui. So, yeah, I think Nigma should be pretty happy with how things are going so far.
It's a hero that is, a lot of people will say it's win lane, lose game is the Viper. I think the big thing for Raging Potato is that you do have 2 supports that scale very well into the late game. Parker was saying kind of they had issues with team fighting on SMG supports in the previous game, of course, and even the offlane Weaver is not going to be able to provide that team fight later on. But at least you have the Enigma, you've got the Brewmaster as well, which can help out. So at least you can maybe offset some of the weaknesses that we could see come out from the Viper. Dreamercell? He?
Nice tree.
Can he get through? It's a lot of damage racking up. The poison up to 5, but Raging Potato is unable to keep the stacks going. It's beautifully done from Dreamercell, being able to just cut through the tree line.
Yeah, and the Shadow Word coming through as well. That goes a big way towards that survivability, and now Boombui even looking to use it a little bit more aggressively onto the lane. It's really just about getting those early levels. That's the main concern for Faceless Void. You want to make sure that you can stay equivalent or even slightly ahead in terms of the levels that you're able to obtain.
You see, though, every level in the poison attack is going to be difficult for them to deal with. They do have this global potential coming out shortly, though. This is the power of this mid-Dawnbreaker. Solar Guardian coming out at a very early timing in this game. You do also have, though, Moon on, again, the puck that can make a lot of rotations. So I feel like both position 2s, it's going to be another game that will see a lot of emphasis on the power runes. Raging Potato, though, playing the distance away from Dreamercell. Once the slows are able to stack up, they could chase him down in the tree line. And what Boombui is going to be in a position where he has to TP out all the way back to base. So Dreamercell is just up to his own devices.
Well, yeah, that's kind of bad, right? He doesn't have any regen up in the top side here. Raging Potato, there's nothing really that's going to stop him from just having this clarity ticking on forward. He can just pump out some of the harass. Might be worth Dreamercell going for this time dilation just to try and catch out Raging Potato and prevent that ongoing harass. But, I mean, yeah, he's got a couple of mangoes that were ferried out to him just now. So
Mizu, they're onto Arfu at the moment. Really nice play from mid one, though. Just leaps in to protect his support. Solar Guardian, but you need stuns to be able to play with this. Mid one's going to hold both of them back, but as long as they have the damage continuing, mid one will not be able to get into the tree line. They missed the spear. He's really making him work for it, and I don't think they're going to get the kill now with the 1 charge as mid one continuing to hunt. They do have this Celestial Hammer back up, and all right, Alacrity will just get there to secure the kill. They did waste some time, though, but in the end, they do shut down mid one.
Moon's kind of in 2 minds, and this is what the movement I wanted him to make. He needs to make this move up towards the top side. There's no Solar Guardians, so it'll only end up securing him the kill onto the Warlock. I was really wanting him to try and save that and catch Dreamercell instead. But, well, it'll only result in the 1 kill. And again, Dreamercell is just going to continue to farm, moving over to that mid lane instead.
I don't know what they're going to do to set themselves up, though. I don't hate this at all. Like, Dreamercell can soak the lane. You can't really play top anymore to the Viper. Alacrity with 4-point Celestial Hammer can kind of play the jungle. But I don't know who plays top. Like, Boombui is going to go there, but he doesn't have ways to clear the wave very easily. And you're not too speedy as well. So I think he might just die a couple of times.
This is what happens. Like, it's like you were saying before with the Viper, it's win lane, lose game. Opposite for Faceless Void, one of the greatest late game heroes in Dota. So it's just getting him to that stage is the concern.
Even just getting Mizu to the stage where he's going to be able to have some impact, really struggling in this lane. Sort of was going to go a little bit better than what it has so far, but mid one on his comfortable monkey thing, I think it was actually Sheepo brought up, I think at the start of game 1 draft, that just mentioning some heroes that she's really liked SMG playing so far. Pylite Die Clockwork's been one of them, mid one's Monkey Kings but as another, and we're seeing a prime example has done a very good job to slow down Mizu.
I think Boombui might end up dropping here. He's going to do his best to just try and keep this wave pushed out. And yeah, that is a dead Warlock, although...
Hang on. Can they take this? Raging Potato's fallen pretty goddamn low. Alright. That's a big trade. I was really expecting it just an easy kill onto Boombui, and then no one else rotates over, but Alacrity with the Solar Guardian backup gets rid of the Viper. They're going to continue to slow down this push, and now you're probably waiting for the next catapult wave, which will be up in just under 2 minutes.
As this game goes on, we saw it with the first one there, the first usage of the Dream Coil and the movement through from Moon. He just needs to make sure that every single time that Solar Guardian is used, he's making a rotation. He doesn't want to do it just yet because he's so close to picking up that Witchblade and having that scaling potential, having that additional armor as well to contest against the Chronosphere, against the Solar Guardian, but it's really on the back of Moon to be able to make these plays. I'm honestly kind of surprised.
Bottom lane, mid one. It's in a bit of trouble. Look at Dreamer Cell rotating down as well with a Faceless Void. They won't require the Chrono as Jokem gets the kill from afar. That's a big one for them to find. No ultimates committed to secure the position one's death.
Yeah, what I was saying before was I'm a little surprised that Alacrity is playing this as proactively as he is. You know, the Solar Guardian, it's a great response to the Dream Coil if if Moon is looking to make a play. But for right now, I really haven't seen a poor usage out of it just yet.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
You get that early T1 tower though for Team SMG. I guess you take a look at NGX.SEA's lineup. They really don't have easy ways to take objectives. So they're going to be putting a lot of their attention onto the catapult timings. They will get Boombui though by the top outpost. That does give Arfu the level 6, so they won't have to provide the tome over to the Enigma, which is going to be nice. Of course, you can give that to Pylite Die. And I would really like to see this first Brew Split just collapsing onto the T1 tower mid. Got the potential, if you can get that kill with the Eidolons, can be a lot of damage into the tower.
So this is actually a pretty big deal. So they just used the glyph on top because you had the full converted Eidolons plus a creep wave pushing into the tower. Now you've got the creep wave spawning with the siege creep. So it really feels to me like SMG are just going to be set up to get vision around this the enemy jungle and then look to convert that into an objective next. Although they're right now farming and just moving around underneath this observer ward that was placed previously by Boombui. So you can see the TP's already starting to come back here from Alacrity to make sure that push slows down a little bit. This is the creep wave. Let's see if they stick around. Doesn't seem like they're all too keen about it. Maybe trying to get a kill onto Dreamer Cell instead. But again, it's just that observer ward. It scouts out all this movement.
Tower is under attack.
They are at least forcing multiple heroes to be up top. Moon's in a position that they can kind of intercept Dive from being able to connect to this mid lane, which mid one is starting to shell out. Pylite Die has this level 6, so here we go. We're going to have a big fight soon to break out around the mid wave.
Good positioning by Jokem again. Sheepo was highlighting on the panel that it was really the standout aspect of his performance in game number 1, just making sure he's not giving his life up for free. Looks like he wants to try and put himself in the way. Again, he's a support at the end of the day, so they just want to allow Mizu to come in, perhaps get that turnaround, and, well, Tier 1 Tower's going to live for now.
Mizu, he needs to be one to start the fight into the Solar Guardian, unless they're going to look to play reactionary, but Moon, they get the initiation into the follow-up on the back line. Arena's going to lock them in, but the damage, no one's being able to right-click heroes down for the moment. SMG They find 2 heroes to start the team fight. They're going to try and chain this into the life of Alacrity. DreamerCell would hold back the Viper at the moment, maybe buying some time, but look at the ultimates instantly boom buoy. The rock's going to be used to cancel the black hole, but all they needed was to lock the Faceless Void into place, and now they can turn their attention into Boom Buoy, who's caught out in the river. SMG, beautifully done. They get the 5-man wipe. They also get the tier 1 tower.
Very, very important. It's still going to make sure that they've got the glyph available for this top lane again. Jokem doing his best to try and push it out as quickly as possible, but this is what we were talking about. It's all about the early game. It always seems to be for SMG, but this time they've got some backup potential, right? The Enigma doesn't have the Midnight Pulse skill just yet. Obviously, it's going to be a huge impact once you get even just into the Chronosphere, right? You don't even always need to layer the black hole to try and catch out the Faceless Void. Just drop the Midnight Pulse, and then you feel so much more confident.
And you see their item build as well is kind of reflecting the pace that they want to be playing. Moon? Good old haste shenanigans. Moon? Jesus, man, this is... You'd love to get some mana for the Thunder Gods.
Yeah, he just he gave him the bottle sip as well on Alacrity just to try and give him enough.
Yeah, I did want to mention mid one in his item build. He's going Echo Saber, so it's not like Battle Fury trying to ramp up his farm or anything like that. The items are reflecting how fast they want to be playing as well, Moon's back in with the rest of SMG. So they're doing a really good job to occupy the jungle. They know that Dire, they're very team fight reliant. Whenever these abilities on cooldown, they're going to have issues being able to start fights. And well, without the blink as well on Mizu, there's just nothing they can do. So SMG, they're going to have a free next couple of minutes. Moon, oh, Alacrity. Okay, nice sidestep with the Celestial Hammer. He's going to miss out on the coil. Mizu as well, misses his speed. There's the Zeus ult. So it's not enough to get rid of the puck. Mid one might be in a bit of trouble, but will not have a way to be able to cancel him dancing through the trees.
I think Puck might have actually died if he didn't pop his stick back in the base. He was very, very close to going down there, but they are able to get away with just losing the position 5, also costing them a glyph, also nearly costing them the tier 2 tower on NGX.SEA's side. So yeah, things are looking pretty good for SMG, but we've said that many a time through this tour, and it's really about how you close out the game as well.
Well, we saw it was Alacrity in game 1. It's really this standout player. Multiple standout players, but one death on Alacrity, and we're looking at his counterpart this game. Moon 5-0-2, top of the net worth. They're going to try and smoke their way down to bottom. DreamerCell. Yeah, they're going to be able to scout him out. A big kill him. They should find it easily. With pump faking the Chrono. We just try and get some distance away, but this is some issues now that they've got. DreamerCell the lowest net worth out of all the cores.
But they're doing what I was talking about before, right? They're splitting up the map. You're going to lose someone. It's just going to happen. And it's less likely, I suppose, for that one to be DreamerCell, because that's the one area that you've actually got a tower on. It's a little bit harder for SMG to make that rotation. But the result of him dying means you need to commit that many heroes to do it. And you're still getting farm on this Dawnbreaker plus the Mars.
The gigantic stack at the triangle, but it's going to be difficult for them to take this. SMG, they've got all their ultimates for the team fight. NGX, can they take this engagement on Dire? I don't know if they can.
Really does feel like Alacrity is desperate for that
they get the start. It's a big kill if they can get rid of the Brew Monster. It's a beautiful Chrono as well. At least gives them the window to drop the rock. Now with the Fatal Bonds, it's Dire flexing their team fight ultimates. They're going to turn to mid one, trying to bring down the Monkey King before the full effectiveness out of the Wukongs. NGX.SEA, I doubted their possibility to be able to take that skirmish, and my oh my, when we see the ultimates just coming up perfectly together, they're able to bring down SMG easily.
SMG and overextending name a more iconic duo, because that's what I was talking about, right? That's the exact response that you want to have with the Solar Guardian coming in. Just being able to clean people up, Chronosphere onto 3. It was just perfect execution by NGX.SEA, and they were being patient. That's exactly what they need to do. And if SMG are just going to play into their hands, then the game is going to become a whole lot more challenging for them.
Gotta go straight back at them. You got your ultimates ready to rock and roll for SMG. You need to be the ones on the aggressive front. Moon and Alfu instantly recognizing this. They're gonna try and catch up DreamerCell. Go, Claude laid down. Dreamer Cell is only got Mizu nearby, and there's nothing the Mars can do to protect the carry.
That was close, though. He nearly got the time walk back off there, but might have enabled him to stay safe, considering Mizu was standing right behind there with the blink and the arena available. But again, another valuable kill. The thing is, though, this isn't entirely on the back of a Faceless Void. Yes, he's very strong, but he doesn't have that item accelerant just yet, so you can forgive him for being a little bit behind. And a lot of the farm that he isn't getting, Jokam is. Like, this Zeus has a good amount of farm as well. He's nearly reached up to his level 10, so he's going to be able to dish out a good amount of damage in a lot of these team fights, especially prior to some of these BKBs coming out, which are still going to be, I'd say, a good 8 or so minutes away on SMG.
And what do you think the call is going to be here for Pilot Dire and the Brewmaster? Who is he looking to take out of the equation in these fights?
I think if the Chronosphere is used, just...
Lane Mizu under the T2 tower. Look at the conversion. SMG, 4 heroes. I don't think the Solid Guardian isn't enough. Mizu, a defensive use of the arena as well. They're on the outskirts. The orb's gonna miss, and Mizu, he's not dead just yet. And a move, he's committed straight onto Dreamer Cell. Bash is coming through left, right, and center. They use to protect him. Fu is in over the top. The black hole onto 3. Mid one's got the follow up as well, but Alacrity, he can swarm into the middle, gets the damage, taking away Moon's life. But still, the trade is there as SMG. They might be able to turn this into a team wipe as mid one. Stalking Boom Buoy under the cover of the Shadow Amulet. Looks like he's going to be okay.
Yeah, he's good. Honestly, it's a little bit sloppy again at that time around from Mizu. He waited so long to use that magic wand. I thought he was going to die without using a few of his abilities, but ended up just dropping anyway without using the God's Rebuke or the Spear onto the puck, which would have allowed him to get that kill so much quicker. Probably would have resulted in Dreamer Cell not actually dying there. Well, Mizu, speaking of him, he's going to look to try and get this kill onto Raging.
Should have Yokem be able to follow up with the damage. Max out Corrosive Skin is going to prove to be a bit of an issue with the magic resistance. Mars, along with NGX.SEA, will secure that one. So Viper, honestly, quite impressed with Rage Potato and how he's continuing to find farm this game. 4th highest in regards to the net worth. Almost BKB completed mid lane. Alacrity. Maybe trying to force out some rotations. Always has this Ag Shard to be playing with. And
don't you love that?
Yep.
Dream Coil.
Cool.
No. I'm just going to press my Q and I'll be fine.
Very interesting. One thing we do have to mention is the... Oh... I'll do it quick. You got the Brewmaster purge for the Fatal Bonds. That's going to be really important as a potential in some of these fights. We've seen how ridiculous the damage can be. You know, bonds into the AoE damage from the Zeus and some other heroes as well. But I like that. We'll see how he can... She's micro. Mizu runs into a AFK Arfu. See who they give the kill to. You'd love to give it a Dreamer Cell. Come on, Dreamer Cell. Get the kill. No.
They were doing their best. At least he's got that farm accelerant now. He's got the Maelstrom available. He can shove out lanes a little bit more effectively. Pick up that farm. Are you a little surprised that Nigma.SEA is still ahead in net worth?
I guess it's really coming up from the Zeus, like you mentioned. This Yokem is getting a ridiculous amount of farm. Ag Shard, Interceptor, he's already got 2 components.
Yeah, and the big thing for mine is they're just playing this game well. They're splitting the map up. They're not doing what SMG wants them to do in consistently fighting. I think SMG would be in a much more advantageous spot if they were able to convert onto this tier 1 tower push attempt like previous. They should be able to get this one, though. I mean, mid one, he's pushing it in. Tower's just a couple of hits away. I mean, they're putting themselves in a position to be able to defend this. I guess they've got the Solar Guardian. Zeus is going to need a little bit more mana, though. That's why he's TPing back to base.
Have a big fight. Smoke out from SMG, pathing their way to top.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And Blue's the only one that's showing.
He wants to get this creep wave killed before that even reaches the tower.
Making it work for a Dreamer Cell. He's gonna go in. Chrono to follow up Solar Guardian. They can't turn their attention to mid one. It's a decent start being able to deal with the Brewmaster, but you gotta make sure you don't group up because Arfu drops the black hole. It's only got to the Dawnbreaker to start, but they can swarm to the backline. As a Yokem is gonna reveal his positioning, an easy kill into the Zeus, and now it's Dreamer Cell that's in trouble as well. SMG They get 4. That's a buyback as well coming through from the Warlock, and they're even going to threaten the high ground. Oh, Moon.
Why not?
Blinks directly on top of Mizu's location. Might be forced to drop the arena defensively. You don't want to buy back. Although Boombui steps out of the shadows. A beautiful ultimate into the Fatal Bonds, but the damage, it's just not there with no one else.
He's going to do his best to try and clear out this creep wave, prevent the continuing push into the tier 3 tower. So at least he's going to get that little impact in a lot of these engagements, but that was the difference there. In the previous game, on the Treant Protector, his positioning was on point every single time, and I know it's important for them to maintain that tier 2 tower, but not if it means giving your life up at the very beginning. He was so close to being able to land that chaotic offering and probably turn that team fight around for his team, one that when the tier 2 tower was being contested, but just being slightly too low, getting silenced, getting chain stunned, meant that he didn't have that same level of impact. What?
It's a beautiful day to keep teaching you lessons.
Don't know. I didn't see it. Not sure what happened.
I saw nothing.
I didn't see anything either. I do see they're roshing though. And there's going to be no answer. Scan's a little bit too late. Alright. There we go. Moon, 1 death so far. Give him the Aegis. Playing with a second life. Dude, Moon is 10-1-7. My.
You would kind of want to give that throw insurance over to mid one though, right? Like he is the one that's going to be sieging the high ground.
Throw insurance, Jesus,
I mean,
man.
It
Just
is what it
bully
is.
them. Izu, beautiful turnaround again. The Brewmaster, we haven't seen Pylite die in these past couple of team fights. Moon's doing a really good job to hold the backclap, and look at the jumping from Alacrity. Starbreaker with the blink follow-up. It's not enough to hold back Moon for the moment. Now SMG, they've had the opportunity to enter the fight with the remaining heroes. Even mid one's back alive. Poor Warlock's just going to tick out under the cover of the amulet once again, and SMG, they lose Pi to start. It looks like it will not matter as they find 2 supports as a trade.
A little bit unfortunate for Nigma that the Zeus ended up dying. He's so close to being able to pick up that Nimbus. Just those little things like the extra mini stun is going to be really nice at preventing Pi from getting the brew split off. Means they might not need to commit quite as heavily towards it. Honestly, Dawnbreaker hitting up onto that level 20 will be damn significant as well. He's gone for this Blink Dagger instead, so really just wanting to try and get in onto the backlines as quickly as possible. He was in 2 mines previously, having... he was waiting for going into the BKB previously, but he's just like, look, we need damage. We need to win these early fights, and... top side. Taking him out.
They high ground siege? They're grouping up like they're going Afu? Hang on, Afu, why? That's so deep. Danog gets the kill. It might come at a cost of Yokam's life. Mizu's gonna jump as well to mid one. Alacrity's got the follow-up along with the rock. Mid one's just going to start the fight. They're gonna turn as well. We're dropping the Chronosphere. Aegis will be able to protect Moon for the first round. Can they get themselves set up? A lot of ultimates are being committed. SMG, they can continue on forward for more, and Moon's gonna do just that. Towards the right side he goes, killing off Alacrity, and Moon is just toying with his food. They've got no answer to the puck.
And it's a good thing as well that Raging Potato, he went for this early-ish Aghanim shard as well, so he's actually going to be a little bit of that damage that can be provided to assist with the push on forward. Here's the glyph. I mean, Zeus being back alive does help a little bit.
Remacel, scary stuff. Pi, just baiting the TPR. Pylite is going to be killed. Thought maybe Moon could get Boombui, not the case, right? T3 tower is going to be claimed. What a crazy game. Classic SMG games. 47 kills at 25 minutes in. Love the action. Keep it going.
Keep it going with a DD on the bottom side, and you were saying throw insurance wasn't a valid term. What was that?
I don't think they haven't thrown this game. What are you saying? Yokam again. Position a little bit too far in the Zeus, and it's going to be penalized. And oh no, Mars. Mizu, he didn't cancel his animation of the ultimate, so doesn't find the spear through solo black hole. He's got Moon and mid one nearby to be able to pump in the damage. And now they can move this into a T2 tower. They've got the catapult wave to even threaten high ground, maybe.
Oh, they can go for much more than this. Yeah, catapult, high ground wave, double damage, a farmed puck. No ultimates available on Nigma.SEA as well outside of the Solar Guardian. It's looking really good for them to be able to cement their stamp on this map control.
See how difficult of a game it is really for NGX.SEA to position. We were singing the praises. Hold that thought. DreamerCell has hung around for too long. Oh, you hate to be using a BKB like this, but it will at least be able to TP out of the cover of the magic immunity mid lane. Alacrity also will escape. I was just going to mention, we're seeing how difficult of a game it is for the supports to be able to position. Like, we were singing the praises for Eurocam in game 1, but this game, it's not easy at all. You've got the Monkey King vision, even though it is a carry, it's not as impactful, but the puck's always up in your face, the Viper's running at you, you got the Brew always running at you as well. Just see how difficult it is for NGX.SEA.
Absolutely. You know, it's just... Vision wins games. Like, whether it be Observer Wards, whether it be through heroes, just being able to know more than the enemy team will win you more games than not. And, well, for Moon, things might become a little bit more challenging soon-ish. You've still got the Yule Scepter to be able to prevent it from having as big of an impact. But on DreamerCell, we've got the Aghanim Shard coming out. This is something that we see as a big response to heroes that have those little cooldowns that want to be spamming out a lot of abilities like the Puck. But look at this, they're just using Pilot Eye for the vision, for that high ground presence, and then letting Raging Potato do the work.
Top lane, DreamerCell, mid one, he's stalking the Faceless Void.
No
BKB still on cooldown for 15 seconds, and Moon, he's going to join Solar Guardian, but it won't be enough health, and they're even going to lay down the Wukong's as well as Alacrity. He's stuck here. No one else is going to be following up to help out this Dawnbreaker. As Moon and mid one will be able to surround the escape avenues. He might get the kill, but the Jingu stacks is enough, and now back to the mid lane. A secondary brawl is occurring. They're able to get rid of Arfu. Pilot Die might be next as well as Mizu slams down the kill.
And the fact that they were able to get that in a 3v4 situation, and they were still able to get a laner axe, or at least the melee, that's another big win going SMG's way. This time around, you know, they're exploiting the small mistakes that Nigma.SEA are making. I'm hearing a Bloodthorn, or is that just a help?
Still not Ancients, yeah.
Yeah. But this time they're actually converting it into objectives. You know, previously they would go for one extra support when there's no real need to. You know, just make the game easier, push it forward, make Nigma.SEA be under the pressure of having to respond.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Seems like it's... With the deficit we're seeing at the moment on NGX.SEA, it's not going to be an easy avenue back into this game. 12,000 lead. Full set of barracks top. They're working with the melee barracks mid as well, and they've opened up the potential to find Megas with a team fight victory. Seems like it's... I mean, the fight is still there for NGX.SEA. Again, anything can happen late game when you have these big team fight ultimates. NGX.SEA, they always play well knowing this. Always turn a game back around. See, maybe this could be the smoke from them. Gonna run into Pilot Die first. Very close to the Scepter on Pilot Die. The rest of the team to the right side instead. You see just no hesitation. Alacrity wanting to drop the Solar Guardian. Meanwhile, though, Moon is run into Boom Booey. Warlock under the cover of the Shadow Element. The rest of SMG, they're sweeping to top. Trying to target down the Dawnbreaker at the moment. The Bloodthorn's going to prove to be an issue. Mizu's going to try and help up with the Bulwark, but Arfu again. Black Hole instantly going to be cancelled, though. Mizu trying to escape to the right side. Should be able to do so. Meanwhile, DreamerCell with the Chronosphere, he doesn't catch anyone. Oh, DreamerCell, there's no damage follow-up. They might be able to blow up the Monkey King, though. Jumping inside the arena. Mid one's going to be killed off for the moment. Can they continue to take this fight? Don't want the lads on NGX.SEA. DreamerCell able to time up to the north side. Moon, though, just stalking his prey. Moon, they don't have an answer to this Puck, man. Level 25 beyond a godlike is Moon. The one-man army is the SMG. Position 2. Moon is just... Oh, he's tearing this up. He saw how well Alacrity was playing in game 1, and he said he wanted a piece of the pie.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
Oh boy, yeah, it does seem like the day of the big playmakers. He's gone for the backlight, trying to get that quick kill onto the Zeus, because, again, what lockdown do they have? It relies so heavily on Mizu being on point, and well, till this stage is just going to be so much harder for him. Like, the reactions on Moon are just next level.
Ah, yes. What a cool hero. Mr. Puck. Mrs. Puck. It Puck. What a beautiful hero. He's got that 25 now. I'm, again, surprised. I don't know where it was, if it was banned in the first game, but we saw in this game in particular, let through the second phase. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's some emphasis on it in Game 3 as well. Moon has just, if there is. We're not over
so
just
we're already
yet.
writing him off. Okay.
Well,
okay.
yeah, I
Aaron's a
corrected
bias
myself.
caster. I understand.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. Yeah, if we go the distance, just looking like it might be the case, Moon has just shown up completely. And they often require that out of their position too. Look at him, man. Look at this guy. No one is safe. Like, Mizu's gonna try, but yeah, cool. Try and cut. Dude. Oh, my Lord. Back and forth he goes, just playing with his food. BK people do nothing versus the coil. Napi helping out versus Pylai Die with the ultimate. But Moon is back in. The rest of Radiant, they're not really there to connect though. So one Primal Split has been expended. Coil's expended as well. Nice reactions from Mizu. Just gets a blink away after the Cyclone.
All the lanes are still pushing in though. I mean, this is kind of what SMG want. They need that throw insurance. They need that Roshan second for themselves. I'm telling you, man, I wouldn't say it about any other team, but they've just done it time and time again. As Jokem, he's going to try and push out this mid lane. Alacrity closing in.
He's already used all his ultimate charges, so not the most valuable target to be able to bring down. They should be able to do so easily enough. Mid one's going to be able to control the fight now with the Wukong's command, but again, just turning to deal with the Dawnbreaker without the BKB. Alacrity just can't take these fights. It's Bloodthorn continuing to be an issue. And now Rage Potato, there's the spear, but Dreamer Cell, he's hesitant about jumping in. And meanwhile, Moon, well, he's going to do so before the Faceless Void, straight to the backline. Yokem, he's not going to tick out to the damage of a time. Rage Potato again, turning towards Mizu. Moon walking back to the safety of the T4 towers, but they are not safe enough as SMG. Time to pillage the bases. Afu's in, drops the black hole. All they needed was onto the Faceless Void. The buybacks are the only thing that stands in between SMG and taking this second game. As 3 are forced out here, but NGX.SEA, they won't even be able to fight. Oh, maybe. Okay, Afu, nice blink.
They're just way too far behind at this stage. It would take a monumental mess up for them to not be able to close out this game. I mean, the Roshan is up. They don't need to close in. I mean, they've used the Dream Coil. They've used all those split charges like you were saying before. Black Hole used. Just go back. Take a little bit more of the passive route. We've even got an Aghanim Scepter about to be finished up for mid one.
And this
like
Bloodthorn
this is the last
pick?
ditch attempt.
Yeah, what do you got? You got Arena, yeah, Arena, Chrono, no Rock. And they won't be there to contest it. And Dreamer Cell's going to reveal his position now.
It's gone to this stage. I was wondering, like, is anyone ever going to buy, like, an Orchid just to be able to deal with this puck? They can't, but Zeus is going into a sheepstick. And it's like, well, good luck. This is a support Zeus, you know? He doesn't really want to be on the front lines anyway.
Moon? Moon? He's got a jaunt. Oh my god, dude, he's so annoying. That was... It was a good read for NGX.SEA. You're this far behind, you've got a bunch of teamfight ultimates, you're wanting SMG to group up. You need to just play around a high ground ward, but unfortunately Moon is just too much of a handful.
This is some desperation. I'm pretty sure Alacrity had more than these items. He would have had to sell at least a wand or something to be able to buy that BKB. He realizes this next fight's probably the last if they don't win it.
Again, we've just seen this Bloodthorn pickup from mid one has been exceptional. Alacrity was having a really good game. They enabled him with the stacks as well, but without the BKB, we saw how difficult it was for him to play. Alacrity's in. He's going to be in trouble for the moment. They're not heavily committing. They just want the objective instead. So Mizu's going to pounce
they cut down Mizu.
off to the right side. They're able to do a lot of damage to mid one, and Dreamer sells in with the Chronosphere as well. They're on to Puck, but do they have the damage? Finally, they'll get rid of Moon. It's going to instantly buy back. The Puck's going to be able to rejoin to the mid lane, but without him at the moment, they might be able to turn it. NGX.SEA trying to bring down Pylite Die, but can you get mid one as well? Under the cover of the bonus armor for the Wukong's command, they're going to swarm inside his location, but mid one stands his ground. He's got too many clones to beat onto NGX.SEA, and now they can go for the jugular. The finishing blow is a Fu 3-man black hole, and they will call it NGX.SEA. They've had enough, as it's time for SMG to dive the fountains and celebrate the second game victory.
Just too much greed, man. Way too much greed coming from Nigma. They tried it. It worked out well enough for them in game number 1, but this time around, SMG had the playmaker, and it was Moon's Puck. 19, 2, and 17. What a performance from him, being part of, 36 kills out of 41? There's no contest for the MVP this time around.
Oh, not this time. Okay. But it was Alacrity in the last game, but this time it's going to be the other position too. Ah, right. Man, what a... This puts us in a really awesome position. Again, NGX.SEA, a lot is on the line. If they lose this series, they are relegated out of Division 1. If they win this series, then they will have tiebreakers against SMG. And we just see kind of the battle that we have against these two teams and really against the mid laners. It was Alacrity in game 1. It was Moon in game 2. Who is going to be able to replicate it in a game 3? We'll find out after the break.